land is dry around Kati Kati village in northern Tanzania, and there are very few water sources. For the Maasai communities who live here, this means traveling up to 100 kilometers a day to search for water for themselves and their livestock. They know better than anyone what lack of water means.
Na wazee wetu walikuwa wanasema zamani kwamba jambo kubwa sana kupita yote, bali hata mtu akifa ni ukosefu wa maji.
Exacerbated by climate change, the scarcity of water leads to conflict with neighboring communities. And combined with cattle theft and the threat of lions, the daily search for water is dangerous. Sayan Fupi would travel 11 hours a day to fetch drinking water for her family.
Kipindi kile tulikuwa kwenye hatari. Ulikuwa unaenda kuchota maji, usiku hulali, kila sehemu inauma kwa ajili ya kutembea.
Then 2 years ago, she found out that there is water 180 meters under her feet. The Tanzanian government, with support from the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the Belgian Fund for Food Security, drilled a borehole here, one of 26 that have been constructed so far as part of this project. For these 14,000 Maasai and their 50,000 cows and goats, life has completely changed.
Baada kupata maji, tumepata nafuu kwa sababu watoto wa shule waendi, wanasoma kama kawaida. Ya pili, ng'ombe inapokwenda kunyesha, ikikutana na kundi lingine ng'ombe itarudi kwa sababu hamna wale maadui.
With no need to travel to find water, the Maasai here have started to build more permanent houses.
Nini maana ya familia?
The children attend school and soon a health center will open. There have been other changes too.
Tunalala na uchafu mpaka mvua. Mvua hadi mvua nyingine ndio tuoge.
But now that there is regular access to clean water, health and sanitation has improved and instances of diseases like trachoma have drastically declined. But this water source is still limited. To keep it sustainable, a water committee has been set up to schedule and monitor water use. They charge people for water access depending on their number of cattle. This money is used to pay for the pump attendants, trained by the local government to repair and maintain the equipment. According to the project coordinator, Israel Naya Rubeli, it is essential that both the government and the community contribute.
It's the responsibility of the government to make sure that his people are well and they are good and they're happy. And it's the responsibility also of their community to work for their own development. If they work on this partnership, they feel that this project is theirs.
And the community does indeed feel the project is theirs. In fact, they have now raised enough money to drill for a second borehole. But what are the consequences for the Maasai culture when they decide to settle? When asked this, the elders were adamant that they are nomadic only to search for resources. It has nothing to do with being Maasai.
Narudia kusema kwamba hatujapotea na utamaduni wetu.
What is a bigger concern, perhaps, is the impact on the natural resources. The government says their next step will be to work with the Maasai to decrease their number of cattle to ensure that the land can sustain them. Meanwhile, for this community, access to water is something to celebrate.